of the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free.
Are you prepared? Are you mentally stable?
Not at all, but then again, when am I ever?
Okay. Good enough. Good answer.
I also
Good answer.
I also got the Zenith Spire staff from my achievement chest.
Why don't you just do nothing but Guild Wars stuff for your channel?
Because I can't make money off of it.
Well,
That's
just
the problem.
do it anyway, and pray to God you get partnered, and it'll be glorious.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just something I need to work on. I just haven't been putting any effort into it lately because they've been ramping up my hours so much at work.
I've been getting completely and utterly demoralized.
I've gotten,
to be honest.
Basically I've got a three-day weekend because I've got Monday off because I'm working Saturday next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I might actually be able to get some work in this weekend, which will be nice.
Marco!
What?
I'm saying Mark. Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind. Forget it. Forget I said anything.
Herpaderp. Herpaderp.
Bang.
Anyway,
I'm looking up at my bookcase, and Ritlock is still collecting dust.
yeah,
He just stands ominously, like above the door line, glaring down at anyone that comes into the room. It's kind of awesome.
I'm gonna craft a couple pieces of armor. Why not?
What have you been doing lately, Shane? What's up?
What, just today?
Just past week since we haven't been together. Nothing has been going on.
Been playing a little bit of Mabinogi with Susie.
Mm-hmm. We need to get Carda to play this.
I actually got a pair of those Tawny's MK3 dual guns.
How? They're so shiny and
I
glorious.
bought a pair from
Oh, you're rich and
Marketplace.
powerful, right?
Those things are ridiculous. Hand cannon does not even begin to describe it. They're like a pair of handheld double-barrel shotguns.
For the event thing they had going, you would like get sent into a roleplay dungeon thingy, and you got like equipment that wasn't yours and skills that weren't yours, basically. And they gave you a pair of those and a pair of the other ones, and oh my
nice.
God, are they glorious! They're like high damage but high variable, and then the other ones are more like consistent damage. Should we start this thing? Hello and welcome to the Pondcast.
Wait,
It's
I'm not
like,
recording.
What day is it? You don't have to record. I'm recording. Because this isn't working properly, whatever.
it's because I don't have a working headset to plug into my PC right now, so Sean's just recording the entire thing.
It's the week of... Oh my God, it's Friday the 13th! Oh, Jesus! Oh,
You just
Lord.
realized that?
I know. It was such a good day. It was such
It's still a good day. Shut up.
It's a great day. What's that song? Do. I don't know.
Alright.
Should we talk
finally
about
sold junk.
stuff that we've not been talking about for quite a while? News like topics that should have been discussed 2 weeks ago, but have not been discussed. So we should discuss them.
Super Adventure Box is awesome.
Oh my God, man! Stop it with the Guild Wars.
Obsessive.
That's all you ever play anymore. I want to do like a League of Legends live stream really badly. Or maybe just like a live version of one of the new shows that I'm not going to talk about.
Oh,
yeah.
do SAP Tribulation mode. That'll be a good example.
Should we stop the whole legendary quest thing? I feel like that's too limiting. Like, and plus,
I think it is really. I mean,
Twitch.
Just
Twitch,
play how you want to play with, that as sort of an end goal, but I mean, don't restrict yourself to only doing the stuff that's going to get you a legendary, because that's going to take freaking forever.
Well, no. It's just like it's not so much only the stuff that will get me a legendary. It's just I have to like be live streaming and play the game.
Yeah,
it's a specific
fun
branding.
that's what sucks about me trying to do my channel is I've got so many games that I want to do on the channel, so I don't ever play the games that I want to do on the channel.
I'm horrible with that. I still haven't played Bastion. I've honestly considered playing.
What?
No, never played Bastion.
Ouch.
Never. You know, I don't.
So much.
I was thinking of making a second channel where I like put zero effort into it at all, and then I was like, maybe I should just put it up on the Frog Gaming channel. I don't know. Anyway, oh god, what
You
was I
should
gonna
have done
say?
it before. By now, Bastion is
could-
so overdone.
Wait, yeah, you're gonna have to wait until Transistor comes out. Get that.
I don't want to play Transistor. It looks like shit.
Transistor looks awesome. Maybe I just like the
uh,
turn-based stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what kills it for me. Is the turn-based. It's like, oh no, it's not really turn-based. You can just turn it into it. No, it's turn-based. Shane, have you seen Transistor or no?
Yeah, I've seen some previews for it.
And the music is glorious because it's the
Did you see the live
exact
performance?
Same people. Yeah,
There's a live
I saw
pack
that
for
video.
yeah.
For me, Transistor is one of those things to where I can respect the production of it. It looks nice. It just doesn't look like my cup of tea.
Meh.
Just not
It
my
looks
style
like
of game.
Portal things like robots from Portal taking over the world. Oh my god, it's GLaDOS all over again. Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, do you guys want to talk about a little tablet device? Two tablet devices actually, the first one of which might be a cheaper version of another.
Well,
I'm referring to the 2DS, of course.
That.
Honestly, the 2DS I might end up getting.
I know, I had to. Like, I know street passing is a big thing, but you can still street pass with it. You just need to have it in a bag. It can't be in your pocket. I mean, I think I'm okay with it.
Honestly,
They
I'm
give
okay
you a
with
nice. They give you a nice case, like, you know, $20 of the 120. Was it 129? 120?
Yeah, I think it's 130.
129.99. Yeah,
What,
I think
$20 of that is
is the
carrying-
case? Yeah.
Fair enough.
And like, oh boy, GameStop. You know, you can only pre-order it on GameStop.
What?
I looked. It's sad. At least you can only pre-order it this early on GameStop. I looked. I kept looking on Amazon so badly.
What do you mean this early? It's only a month away.
True. Very true.
I have nothing but contempt for GameStop these days.
Content
Yeah.
or resentment?
Contempt.
Ah.
MP,
What does
not
that
N.
mean? Define
yeah.
that for me, bro. Use that in a sentence. In a manner that I can understand. with
Contempt.
my-
Vile contempt.
Okay, okay. There we go. You got it.
You
So
get the idea.
there's the big. Okay, let's discuss the the problems people have with it. It's okay.
With what, GameStop?
Really? We'd be here for hours. No, for the 2DS. Because like, okay, before we even get into like the physical thing, why not just price drop the original unit? Which I think they actually did, but it wasn't that much.
I don't know,
No,
I
they
guess-
didn't.
I guess Nintendo feels that it's still worth that much. They just wanted a
Yeah.
cheaper version with less stuff.
It's the only thing that it's lacking is a hinge, which
Mhm.
you know
That's what I was going to get into. Is
that's
the next
that
problem
seems to
people have with
seems
it?
to be the sticking point for a lot of folks. The other thing that it's missing is the actual 3D effect on the
Mhm.
top screen.
But that's fine
Nobody
because
cares.
yeah, no one
Exactly.
cares. No one cares, and it did hurt people's eyes. And yeah, like so many people just say, "Oh yeah, I turned the 3D off." Meh.
It's designed the
Do you have to use
2DS. The
glasses?
2DS is designed to be sort of an entry level, and it's actually I think it's supposed to be geared towards younger kids who might actually have long lasting eye problems if they try to use the 3D in the 3DS.
I will carry that thing with manly pride because I'm a cheapskate.
Well, me too. I mean,
Did
seriously.
you guys notice that the white and red model isn't for sale? They had that really cool. It was like pearly
Mario
white
color?
with red trim. Yeah, like white and red. It's gone. You can only get them in black with red and blue trim.
I'm okay with that.
Pissed. I was so pissed. It looked cool. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a promo thing. That's one of my main
I honestly
concerns.
don't get what all the fuss is about. It's like if the only two things that are different about it, aside from the price, is static versus hinged and the removal of the 3D. It's like
No. It breaks down to the price and ethics. A lot of people were like, "Well, why don't you just reduce the 3DS?"
I was getting at that. If the only things that they changed / removed for things that people didn't care about to begin with, then why do people care?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it as a lot of people kind of have this gripe about it where they're all, it's cheaper plastic, it's more lightweight, it feels so flimsy. It's like, well, yeah,
right.
when you would need to
$70 price cut.
well, you kind of need that, and it's not that much, honestly. I mean, you're talking about something that it's not. The screens aren't XL size. The screens are the original
That's actually
size.
something I was wondering. Are we going to get an XL 2DS? Or no?
That would be interesting.
That
Would it be too much to hold?
It would be interesting, but at the same time, I think it's a really stupid idea.
I mean, I think
they're
not going to do it because that would be way too damn big, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the screens aren't bigger, but the machine, like a lot of people are saying 2DS is going to be good for people like me who have big hands because, it kind of fixes the 3DS's problems as size-wise because, you can get a better hold on it. And plus, I think that would just be too ridiculously big if it was XL. And especially because they're going for the price increment thing. I mean, if you're going to get a 2DS XL, you might as well just get a 3DS. In their eyes, or if you want a bigger screen, you should pay for the luxury of a 3DS XL.
If they're going to make an XL version, it would have to be because of the screen, not just to make the thing bigger. It doesn't need to be any bigger.
I heard a rumor it's actually like all one screen.
It's not. I've seen pictures of it.
It's two separate screens.
It's two separate screens, but they're butt up against each other.
I think they should have at least resized the bottom screen. I think that's so dumb.
Well, the thing is, that would cause problems because either you'd have to letterbox the bottom screen, in which case you'd have people who would be trying to touch areas on the bottom screen, or they'd have to shrink the top screen, which, means you're cutting off areas.
Why don't
given that it's supposed to play 3DS games and the 3DS had the wider top screen by necessity because, of the whole deal with the 3D, they needed that extra real estate on there. I mean, I can understand why it's the way it is. I think it's kind of dumb.
Why don't they just make, and I bet you this is what they do for next generation, why don't they just make something called the Nintendo, gamepad? Go back to the Game Boy thing, call it the gamepad. Make
they
it all one touch screen. Yeah, but for handhelds. Like, basically take the Wii U controller, make that into your handheld. I mean, it basically does that already. I mean, why not sell the Wii U controller units separately and just have, like, a game slot for them? The future. We know the future now. Huh? Anybody? Anybody?
I
don't know. I
think I hear a cricket in the background voicing his agreement.
I just don't... Like, why couldn't you make the whole thing touch sensitive? The cost? Or, I don't know. It's weird. Does that conclude our 2DS discussion? It's dumb. People should stop complaining. Just buy it if you're going to buy it. If you're not, shut up.
In essence, yeah,
I swear to God, Nintendo, give me my Pearl and Red 2DS. Oh, God. Another boxy thing that popped up. Have you guys heard about the, what was it, Vita TV, or like the PlayStation TV box? Carda, please tell me you've heard about this.
I heard a mention of it, yeah.
Okay, you heard a mention. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you guys. Take a Vita, rip the screen out, rip the controls out, package it back together, and stick a what's it called? Like a wireless chip in it that can boost the wireless signal of a PS4. You can now play Vita games on your TV, and you can use it to boost the wireless signal of your PS4 to beam it to a different TV in the house.
Wait, wireless?
Yes.
Hold the phone. How much have I been left in the dark? The PS4 doesn't connect with cables. It's wireless to the TV?
Well, no. I think it can connect, or...
It could have wireless HDMI actually built into the box. I don't know.
Yeah. Because the way they worded it, yeah, there's wireless HDMI, but the concern is because it's streaming, the actual like latency problems. Like, is it going to be really crappy resolution and stuff? Let's just go back to the core premise of and it's like under $100. Like, it is $100. Whereas Vitas are like, I think like 200, like the 3DS. What other people were saying is it's actually it's kind of sort of the box is kind of competing in a way with the Ouya in a way for that $100 cheap. Oh my god, you don't know what the Ouya is. Carda, help me.
Okay. The Ouya has been kind of flaky lately. Let's be honest.
Yes.
Some of the stuff they've been doing, their whole performance at E3 did not do them any favors, and neither is this new thing that's been going around, where apparently they're trying to convince indie game developers to go with 6 months of Ouya exclusivity, and if they can get like $50,000 of Kickstarter money, then Ouya will match however much they make.
But then they rig the Kickstarter backing or something.
It hasn't been confirmed that that's what's been happening, but there have been very sketchy things going on, especially with the two quote-unquote big... the big winners in that whole particular oddball parade of what the hell is going on sort of thing. It's just... the whole thing's sketchy, and everyone with half a brain knows it. There's just no one's actually saying anything.
Basically,
right now.
Shane, take the GameCube, say, okay, we're gonna knock it down to $100 machine. That's a budget machine that only plays indie games. Like, that is the premise. You digitally download indie games.
Okay.
So back on topic, people are saying, okay, now that the Vita TV box thingamajig, I forget the proper name for it, is only $100, and there are so many good Vita games, and a lot of those indies I think you can actually get on the Vita store. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's cool. I mean, could you imagine if like Nintendo was like, hey, we're gonna take the 3DS and turn it into a console? You know? I would actually get behind that. That would be great. They couldn't do it because of the little touchscreen thing, but
Yeah, the back touch thing. Now, if they made it compatible with the PS4 controller, they could do it.
Oh, they did. You mean the Vita box?
Yeah, the Vita box.
It's PS3 and PS4, I think.
I don't think
recommended.
They haven't confirmed PS4 yet.
Yes, but it's I don't know.
They have not confirmed DualShock 4 compatibility.
Yeah, but it's kind of assumed that it's going to be thrown in there. So what do you guys think about that? I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool.
I could see myself getting that before getting a PS4, honestly.
And you're really gung-ho about a PS4, aren't you, Carda? Who would buy which next-gen console? How about that?
Let's face it. As much as Microsoft has backpedaled tremendously on all of their bad decisions, the fact that they made the bad decisions in the first place is just kind of like, I don't know if I can trust them to keep making good decisions.
Did anyone notice that the PS4, or not PS4, sorry, the PS Vita is essentially an Xbox One? This fact completely flew over everyone's heads during the conferences. Yeah. All your games get bound to an account. Your account is bound to a machine. And yeah. It's like horribly region locked. Like everything everyone hated.
Since the PSP days, hasn't it?
No.
The
not the PSP. PSP was just plug and play. Nope. I don't think so. Yeah, but everyone was like, oh my god, the Vita's crap because of all these things. And then when they released the PS4, it was like, ha ha, yeah, all those horrible things. Bad Microsoft, shove the Vita off to the side. Smother it in TV box compatibility. It's like, oh god.
I actually hadn't thought about that before. I completely forgot about the Vita because I just didn't really care about it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
One thing I do have to put out there right now,
yes.
I am not as much of a console gamer as I used to be. I'm mostly like computer MMO stuff nowadays. So I only just barely follow the console stuff.
I
A little-
like
a little
retro
more-
gaming.
I'm leaning more heavily PC myself anyway.
I mean, I've been growing up on PC, but I'm now that I'm getting older and I understand how the system works. Because back in the day, a game goes off the shelves, you never see it again. It is gone from your world.
Oh yeah.
Now that it's like, I can buy an NES for $50, you know, it's like I'm thinking, you know, why do I have to put up with all this newfangled bullshit when I can just play a whole bunch of older games? By
Back
the
in
way,
those days, we had to make a trip up to Walmart to see what the new games coming out were.
ye olden
Because
Wally
we
world.
weren't even that internet savvy back then to know where all the news sites and stuff
I'm not
were.
sure if the internet was around, but I think it took
Oh,
5
yeah,
minutes to turn on. There was a crank. You had to like, you had to put effort into it. No. I remember going to Walmart.
day, AOL was its own ISP.
But
Don't get me started, youngin.
what do you mean, youngin? That was our childhood.
No, he's probably thinking of like.
I'm from the
stuff that
days of
came even before it.
CompuServe, okay?
Right.
Before AOL was a thing. Don't even get me started.
But I remember going to Walmart and like, you know, you wouldn't see them on the shelves and you thought, oh, okay, that's it. Well, then someone told us, oh wait, yeah, they do it in the back. Just ask. Or, you know, they keep stock in the back. Ask if they have stock. So I became such the little salesman. And I like walk up to him and was like, hey, you got the goods in the back? Let me see what you got. It's like,
Wow.
in reality, it was probably like, do you have this game? But thinking back on it, I feel it was a bit more charismatic than that. Oh God, Best Buy was horrible. Because they'd look it up on the computers, they'd be like, let me see, click, and then you'd like sit there for 5 minutes staring into their soul. It's like, well, and then be like, oh, go check, and then they come back
Staring
with
into
the
their
last
soul.
copy
You
of
sure?
Kingdom
You sure
Hearts
there was
2.
anything there? Really?
Nope, nothing at all. No, there's a GameStop person. There's like a okay. Person goes to work at GameStop, gets killed. They harvest the soul and slap it into the body of a Best Buy salesman. Is their second lease on life. I am being horrible. I'm sorry. Oh God, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah, by the way, when I was talking about retro games and stuff, I found something that replaces the Hauppauge we have. I found something that will literally record anything you stick into it. Carda,
What's
did
it
I show
called
it to
again?
you? It's called
You
like
showed me.
the Elgato gaming device. Now I found one of these before, a gaming box or whatever. If you just type in Elgato, look for the black one because I found the white one. Okay, there was this little cube, and I thought, oh, it's one of the crappy little like tuners that is literally in a 1-inch cube. And I kept people saying, oh yeah, the Elgato is really good, and it just kind of flew over my head like, it's probably crap. And then I'm like, oh, that's the wrong one. It looks like a little external hard drive, little black one. And yeah, it is amazing. I actually looked up like test footage of people recording all these different retro games, and I'm like, I need this in my life. You know what sucks is it costs the same thing as the Hauppauge. So now I feel really gypped. End rant. Pardon me. I gotta get the word out. I gotta steer
Lesson
people
learned.
away from those. And like the customer service is so awesome. They have a page of how to hook up all the retro games and like what wires you need. And then at the bottom, they have a list of every console that works. And at the bottom, they're like, we are constantly working to improve, our spectrum of compatible games. And we'll be constantly like on and on and on. It's like, oh my God, they care. When Hauppauge is like, you may now use Twitch. You ungrateful bastards. You still can't record retro games, but you can use Twitch. And then I think on the Elgato site, it's like, rated #1 for Twitch streaming. And I'm like, oh, Hauppauge, you dicks. Anyway, should we get back to other stuff? Mighty number 9. Mighty number 9.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was gonna bring up.
Carda, are you fangasming or whatever adjective, made up adjective word?
Here's
add-on
the thing. I wasn't a huge classic Mega Man fan.
Well, you like Battle
because-
Network.
Here.
Yeah,
we were all
I'm
Battle Network
totally
boys.
in the EXE fan base myself. But the
Yes.
fact that there are people on that side of the pond, so to speak, who are still like wanting to.
Well, it's the creator of the game. Okay. Let's
Yeah, and
context.
just
Let's
the fact
context
that-
for people who don't know.
There are people out there, people with lots of, shall we say, experience in the game industry, who still remember the classic Mega Man gameplay and haven't given up on it, even when Capcom has.
But like, okay, for anyone who doesn't know, a game got kickstarted, like, to hell and back, called Mighty Number 9. And basically what happened, for backstory, the original creator of Mega Man was making Mega Man games, as he should be. And Capcom was like, no, we're going to cancel all your games. Your IP is
See,
dead.
what happened... No, let me clarify. Trust me. I am still...
Trust me, I'm a nerd.
I'm still technically a member of iLaser Beams. I still keep up tabs on this sort of stuff.
Go on, little nerdling.
Little? Excuse me? I'm probably
Average
taller
height.
than you.
Hell no! How tall are you?
6 foot.
I'm like 6
He has you
foot.
beat by 2 inches.
Yeah.
I still got more weight than he does.
Like-
Did you just call yourself fat?
Oh my god. You used it as a badge of
It
honor.
it has nothing to do with how fat I am, and more how well I use it.
Oh,
I can
God.
throw my
Anyway,
weight around. Anyway,
go on. History lesson.
Went
Like,
there.
okay, give
Point
me
it.
the in a minute
Point it.
lore, but behind Capcom and the Mega Man incident. Go.
here's what happened.
5 seconds gone.
Sean, shut up.
Now 8.
There's basically Keiji Inafune, who created Mega Man and was developing new Mega Man games, including the third non-side game in the Legends series, which everyone had been clamoring for 10 years straight, reached a point where, for him, working at Capcom was a toxic work environment. He could not put
They
up
canceled it.
No. Here's the order of operations.
Okay.
He left the company because he reached a point where it was a toxic work environment. They were basically, he was too. I don't want to conjecture too much, but I would honestly think that he was too Western-minded for an Eastern company, if you get what I mean.
Big boss walks in. Why does he always have to be brutal?
It's just one of those things where it's like he reached a point where he just couldn't deal with it anymore because they were too closed-minded. They had their ideas of how things should be, and no one
They just
was
wanted
allowed
to keep the same old games instead of innovating and stuff.
basically.
Yeah.
So instead,
Star Force, we're looking at you.
Star Force wasn't that bad.
Continue, Carda.
Star Force 3 was actually pretty good. Star Force 3 is what Star Force 1 should have been. Anyway, off the aside.
It was too pastel. Go on.
But
Please.
in essence, it was just a case of he just couldn't work there anymore because they wanted to pretty much control his level of interaction with fans and that sort of thing. So he was just kind of like, you know what? I'm done here. I can't work in this environment anymore because
Did they give it to someone else after he left?
they're basically, well, initially yes, but his opinion was basically, okay, they're too traditionalist, they're too closed-minded, they aren't open to new ideas. And we've seen what they've done since he left. Nothing. I don't think there's been a new Capcom franchise since Keiji Inafune left. I could be wrong.
Probably
But just the fact that there's nothing out there.
There's Monster Hunter, but that's about it. That's
No,
anything.
that's not a new IP, though. That is ridiculously old.
Monster Hunter is a sequel. Lost Plant 3 is a sequel. Dead Rising 3 is a sequel. Street Fighter, let's not get into that, shall we?
That is many sequel.
I didn't mean specifically new stuff. I mean, the only thing I've seen out from Capcom that's still any good is Monster Hunter.
I'm not even arguing about whether or not it's good. I'm arguing about whether or not it's original.
Skullgirls. Oh wait,
which
In
is
that case,
not.
they have nothing. Never mind.
Exactly.
Skullgirls. Oh wait, no, that was an indie.
That's indie. That's not Capcom. So
Okay.
he went off and formed his own company. His own game studio where he could develop the games that he wanted to develop. And
Well, no one heard he had made the studio until the Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9, which is like...
No, actually,
what?
I knew Concept existed for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
It,
Must have been like a
it was
inner
public
nerdling
knowledge.
thing.
I'm not going to say it was common knowledge, but it was public knowledge. And
Interesting.
basically, it reached a point where, they were just kind of like, well, he's left the company, so I guess that means we don't have to push his pet projects anymore. So they can first they canned Legends 3. Actually, I don't remember exactly which order, but they canned Mega Man Universe, they canned Legends 3. They even canned the Korea only Mega Man Online, which was that MMO they were working on. Yeah, and granted, we probably never would have seen that.
Mhm.
But
May I make a quick interjection?
Yeah. Yell and scream. Go ahead. interrupt
Ages
people.
ago, they should have started working on a Mega Man EXE MMO. That
Oh
would
yeah,
have
it would
been
have worked
awesome.
perfectly.
should have.
That's like the ideal setting for that type
You
of
know
game.
what would have been a cool? Even if they had just like a little toy or like a mini like cheap computer, make it to where it had a USB port. You plug it in. It's not that invasive. It just scans the type of thing.
You realize that they didn't even have that sort of network infrastructure to work with at the time, right?
No. I'm talking about like Star Force era, like recent but not that long. You know what I mean? Right when that technology came into being, have it to where it was like non-invasive. You just plug it into a USB slot. It basically identifies what type of thing you're plugging it into, and then you get a little world to go run around, and that would be cool. Either that or my other idea
that would be
was
expensive, though. That's the thing.
my other idea
But
was for the
people would buy it. That's the kind of thing people would buy.
my other idea was like for a 3DS, to where you like wave it around and like you'd see viruses and stuff, and you'd have to like I don't know what I'm saying. Just it's so much technology that they could have used. Anyway, Mighty Number 9 is the Kickstarter. It's like the spiritual successor to classic Mega Man. It actually looks really cool. I'm just wondering, like, okay, is it going to be incredibly samey, or are they going to put a new spin on it, or is it just going to be like new fancy character, new graphics, same bones? What do you think?
I think it's going to be... I think what they're doing is they're going to have like the core gameplay. They are going to change it up a little bit, so he's the playable character is going to like transform and not just a color swap. He's actually going to like have model transformations in order to... It's going to be the classic Mega Man gameplay, but it's going to be... I don't want to say original necessarily, but it's going to have some changes to it to make it fresh. So it's not going to be the same old thing, because then Capcom could decide, oh, this is too much like Mega Man, and
Yeah.
do
I pray to God they don't bring fairies back. I only played a few like classic.
That was from the Zero series. I don't think
Oh,
this
it was
is really...
Zero only?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I've only played, like, I have the Zero collection for the DS. I can't beat the first frickin' game. But, like, I was like, oh, fairy, cool. I'll use this, like, immediately. It's like, gone forever. It's like, what? These are consumables?
Yeah, and,
What?
seeing as these are, semi-sentient things that you're dealing with, it kind of makes you feel like an absolute jerk for using their powers, which they freely offer you. So it's like...
Oh, I gave no shits. I was just pissed that I blew through the first half of them in, like, the first level, or the first few hours of the game. So yeah, Mighty Number 9. I don't know if the Kickstarter's still going. If you like Mega Man E stuff.
I believe it's running through the end of the month, or at least close to it, because it...
How much do you have to pledge to actually get the game? Because I would love to play
its goal
that.
in the first day. So it was just kind of like, well, gee, I guess people want this, huh?
There might be PS4 releases, and like I think some of the stretch goals were like for coming out on next gen consoles. The thing is, it's raised like $3 million, but the sad thing is, I think I told you about this, Shane. Capcom doesn't give a shit about $3 million. They're like, oh, $3 million. What a failure.
That's all.
We could have reaped so much more profit from this restaurant if we had milked it. Anyway.
Mighty number 9, 17 days to go, already over 2 million.
How much do you... Oh, so it's not 3 million.
Nice.
Think if they hit 3 or 4, they get like all their stretch goals.
Stretch goals. Here's the ones they've reached so far. 2 more stages. Mac and Linux on top of PC. So yeah, This is going to be a PC game, folks. New Game Plus and Turbo Mode.
Which is fun because you get to replay it.
Making of documentary. Bonus boss rush mode.
Schnazzy.
At 2.2 million, PS3, 360, Wii U all get versions.
So at that point, it'll be for all platforms. Wait, did they say Xbox One? No, PS3, PS4, and what?
PS3, 360, Wii U.
They left out Microsoft. Wait, no, computer
360.
shit. Oh, 360, not Xbox One.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it's harder to publish.
That's at 2.2. 2.4 challenge mode. 2.55 million extra end stage and boss. 2.75 online co-op challenge mode.
That would be cool.
Couple of mystery goals. 3.3 million PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, they left. Okay, I gotcha.
So
yeah. I hope they get their full go. What's the minimum, like, just getting the game?
the minimum pledge level to get the game is $20.
Ooh. Well, still. I mean, a Machine for Pigs was 19. Oh, my God. Should we segue into Amnesia 2?
I have no input on that whatsoever.
All I'm going to say... Maybe Shane.
I honestly... This is a topic I know about, but I really don't feel like talking about it.
I will
It's
summarize
not
it
worth it.
very vaguely. Okay, does everyone remember Dear Esther? Yes. TheChineseRoom developed Dear Esther. Frictional Games, who made Amnesia, was like, hey, you will, I underline this, help us make the next game. As it turns out, TheChineseRoom developed the whole frickin' game, and Frictional published it. So they just overseed it.
Oversaw.
Thank you, Grammar Police. Unified Grammar Police. Basically, it's like they stripped out... It's like a halfway point between Amnesia and Dear Esther. I'm not gonna talk about any
particularly
spoilers.
balanced halfway point.
No, it's not balanced either.
It's tipped a little bit more towards the Dear Esther side of things.
No spoilers. They ripped out a lot of the Panic gameplay features, like sanity and tinderboxes and whatnot, the stuff that like kept you nervous, like you were gonna run out of shit.
And the monsters actually attacking you.
I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. It's just there could have been a lot more monster attacks. That's all I'm gonna say. And
there weren't any.
Yes, there were. You didn't watch. Okay, I watched the Let's
But you
Play
said there was
because I knew
one.
I wouldn't buy it.
You said there is one.
That is spoiler territory, my friend. But
because I'm not saying what the monster is. I'm not
right.
saying
There
the
are
context of the
attacks. It's just
situation.
they
All
are
I'm
so
saying-
stupid.
There is one single solitary time out of all the times you encounter a monster where the monster actively tries to kill you.
There are
One.
a few. There are a few. No, I said puzzles. There are only 4-ish.
That too.
And they are incredibly easy. Take out all of the stuff that made the original Amnesia exciting. Take the ambiance that was accomplished. I didn't even play Dear Esther, but I'm assuming. Take the TheChineseRoom's expertise in ambiance and make that the focal point of the horror. It's like there's all this stuff around you that is like unnerving you and making you feel creepy, but there's less of a like heart pounding whatever. And the story is obscure as fuck. Oh boy.
It falls into the same trap that Dear Esther does, that it makes you feel more like you're exploring a storybook than actually playing a game.
I watched it because I knew I wasn't going to buy it, and then after I watched the whole Let's Play, I'm like, oh god, I'm not going to buy this. Because, like, okay, the original Amnesia, I might pull that out one Halloween and finish it, Now That was more an inconvenience because I had to like blot out the sun or like, soundproof my room or whatever. But the next one, it's like, why even play it if it's like there's no unique experience from it? And like everyone was saying, okay, it's all right if you strip away the amnesia and just say a machine for pigs. If this was like a not point and click adventure, but what are those games like story games? It would be insane. It would be like one of the creepiest. See, it's creepy, not scary. There's a difference.
Honestly, it's the whole creepy ambiance, first person gameplay sort of thing sounds a little bit like The Void. That was just weird.
Not a game I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it either.
I'll enlighten you guys later.
Oh God. Mental scarring may occur. Sign waivers now.
It's just there's technically combat bits in it, but it's more along the lines of, basically, like the entire game takes place in some sort of limbo, and your life force and your currency to basically unlock things and stuff is all like bound up together in this one concept. So there are certain things that you have to do to like you go around collecting
souls. This is Dark Soul territory or what?
No, it's color basically. Color is life in this world.
Oh, that sounds really cool. What does that have to do with crappy?
So you go around collecting color, and the thing is, it's your life force. So if you run out, you're dead. But there are certain times where you have to spend some of it in order to unlock, various paths and things to move on.
That is a cool mechanic. The problem is, you don't have an inventory in Amnesia. You have nothing. You have a pause menu, you have a pull-out lamp menu, and you can interact with stuff.
And the lamp runs off of a never-ending battery.
Yeah, it's like... it's still technically a game, but it's like a story on-rails walkthrough
You
game.
never had an inventory in Myst games.
Myst games are different, my friend. We are not going to talk about those.
Myst games were puzzle games, weren't they?
See, Myst...
I never really played one of them.
They were first-person adventure games with heavy emphasis on puzzles.
The problem is what's on the tin. It's like, okay, this has Amnesia on the tin. Myst is like, okay, you're going to run around and you're going to explore, and that's going to be the game.
And you're not going to have a clue what's going
There's
on until the end.
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
With Amnesia, there was expectation. It's like, TheChineseRoom could have put this game out. They could have said, hey, we've talked to the guys at Frictional. We really want to make a horror game. Here's our love letter to the people that hated Dear Esther, and it would have blown their minds. And people would have been like, "What is this new world? What is all this stuff?" Because the problem is, Amnesia 2 will leave you thinking, "Huh?" Like it kind of explains itself, but it doesn't fully explain itself. It answers one or two questions from the first games. It's weird. Anyway, I'm going to stop my Amnesia talk. I would not suggest buying it, but go watch a Let's Play. TM. Something I don't know. What are we talking about now?
I don't know.
Got any MMO news you guys want to talk about?
MMO news. What's a new MMO that's coming out?
That we've done nothing but talk about console stuff up until the Amnesia thing, and that was sort of a derp topic.
That was me getting it out of my system.
Oh, hey, Shane. This might interest you, actually.
Oh, God, is it Guild Wars?
I did just pull up the Guild Wars 2 Reddit, but...
Oh, God, why?
They've got their... You know how they're overhauling the World v. World map?
Yeah.
They've got a picture of what the center of the map looks like.
They're doing a geography update? That's cool.
Yeah, that lake will be gone.
Yeah, I heard about that. I am overjoyed.
Is it a mountain?
Here is a link.
Oh, you're not going to make me...
I want to take a look at this while we talk.
Okay, let me see if I can click on it without the recording dying.
It's so beautiful. See, and they even managed
What is
to
it?
some of the water in there. See, it's not completely dried up. It's just not a giant mass of blue void.
Looks
like
like
that.
a pile of dirt.
It probably is in a couple of areas.
Oh God, why?
But actually, yeah, I'm really excited that, there's going to be not a massive lake anymore.
Why does Guild Wars World v World not have siege like ships and not vehicles, but you know what I mean?
Because,
Why not?
okay, for
There's so many
ships-
streams that come
for
off that
ships,
main.
the only place where they had enough water for it was the central lake, but there was nothing there except the center island. It's like there's no point putting
You could siege some of the keeps. I could see that working.
from a
You're
Well, at this-
assuming you're assuming a mobile like platform that you could put siege on. I don't know if that would actually work given the current given the programming of the game. I don't think that would actually work.
You're talking about taking an Alpha Siege golem and putting a rocket launcher on it. That's dangerous. Those things are those things are already dangerous. Have you ever piloted one of those? Holy
Alpha Siege
shit.
golems? Yeah, they're
Yes.
kind of cool.
Kind of cool. Those things deal like several thousand damage with their auto attack.
Meh. That is what I have to say. What other news, or not news, like, let's just talk about stuff. See, that's the thing. The podcast used to be like, we're gonna like, it used to be we just hung out and did stuff. Then it got like really news-centric and we started worrying about the Q&A too much. We're just gonna start doing whatevs, and it's gonna be casual, it will be glorious. If someone asks a question or yells at us that something new and shiny has happened, we will talk about it. But
There's still going to be a lot of news stuff because that's like what we talk about anyway.
well, yeah, I mean, the happening-ons.
Ew, dude, have you seen this?
Should we rant about RWBY?
Ruby's
Does
good.
that qualify?
I mean, okay, we can
No.
like. I've been pondering the possibility of like doing just nerd stuff on the channel. I mean, I've already been planning on bringing like the art time lapses back and like drawing characters and stuff like from games. What the hell are you doing, Carda?
What am I doing? What?
Are you like putting miniatures together?
No, I'm using my iPhone headset, so it's probably just my mic brushing up against my shirt.
Oh,
Maybe.
Was it coming across really noisy? Because I couldn't hear it.
it was like scratchy, and then
Yeah, it
blowy,
was-
blowy. So I thought
Yeah.
you were like filing miniatures and then like blowing the dust off of them.
No,
Oh.
just it was just my mic brushing up against my shirt. No big deal.
Because like I would love it if we could get to a point where it was like, I don't want to say follow suit with what Polaris is doing. I just want to say we could do what the hell we want. We could do games like maybe the occasional nerdy show like RWBY or Game of Thrones or whatever. And then I don't know. I thought it would be cool if we could like record tabletop stuff like card games or miniature games.
So you're like, I don't want to say that we're doing the Polaris thing, but we totally are.
Basically, that's what I'm saying. I want to do stuff that's fun,
Well, speaking of, I have been looking into possibly getting a group together for the shall we say early session of the Malifaux RPG.
Oh boy. Oh lord.
When they're making a tabletop.
A tabletop
Does
RPG, yeah.
Does it use
I
the-
I kickstarted it back
Does
in.
it use the models or is it all pen and paper?
It's pen and paper, and you can use the miniatures on a table, or you can do straight up theater of the mind, which is the default that they are assuming you're using. If you want to use the miniatures and have like a straight up battle on the table, you can do that.
Huh. I like the expression theater of the mind. That is the most badass thing. It sure be saying the power of imagination. Vanguard, I'm looking at you.
Oh,
I don't know. So
even-
like what?
We are not mentioning that game on here just yet. That's
People who watch our stuff probably know what RWBY is. I would be surprised if anyone doesn't. If you don't, you probably know what Red versus Blue is, and you probably know what Rooster Teeth is, and you should probably go watch RWBY because it's basically like a lot of generic anime tropes given a badass new theme. So yeah.
the majority of the episodes are too short, though. I'll warn you that.
Yeah, let's talk about like What do you guys like? What do you guys don't like? Episode length.
I
For me, it's the
absolutely-
cutoff points.
I absolutely adored episode 8, part 2.
Yeah, episode 8 was
The,
cool.
the big,
Or
the
wait,
big
yeah,
fight.
Big fight.
Yes.
And like apparently, episode 9 has a lot of like Rooster Teeth. What's the expression? Homages or like Easter
Homage.
eggs. Homage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the poster Yang puts up, and like a whole bunch of other stuff is Rooster Teeth related. But I don't know.
It's 4.5 minutes long, including the intro and outro.
It's like 3-minute long actual episode.
But
For
see,
me,
that-
like
that's
I could
the
deal.
thing.
I
It's
could,
like the way it's put together. The first 8 episodes is like one episode of your typical anime.
yeah.
So I don't even know what they're doing with that.
But see, like, okay, the pacing might be okay in the long run? Question mark. But it's these cutoff points.
Guys,
It's like, what? Do you have to bail? Uh-oh. Did we lose Carda? Carda!
I don't know.
I think we lost him.
He didn't say anything.
Oh, Skype failed. Hold the phone!
I gotta bring him back in here.
Resuscitate! Resuscitate! Oh, can I do this without breaking the record? Oh, yes. Victory.
Just click on his little icon thing and click the
Oh, you
call
do
button.
that? Oh, cool. I didn't know you could do that. Yeah.
Skype needs a freaking join call button on their iOS app.
Now funded by Microsoft, I hear.
Bleh.
And the NSA. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, no.
We're not going to get into that
No.
conversation. Anyway, what I was saying, it's these cutoff points. It's like, if you took every episode and mashed them together, you could kind of see, okay, this is where episode 1 should be. This is where episode 2. And it would probably only result in 2 to 3 episodes being merged together. It wouldn't be ridiculous, like, okay, all of these 8 episodes would be the first episode. But it's like, oh my god, they'll be talking.
Especially the ones that
or-
are like part 1 and part 2, like Shining Beacon and Emerald Forest should have been all one episode. I don't think
That-
they should have split those up.
they'll have all this build up in one episode, and you think, oh, this is gonna be the payoff. Cut. It's like, Jesus! And it's not like a tease. Like, there's
Yeah, it's not even like
subtle tension.
cliffhangers.
Yeah, there's like, and then a cliffhanger. It's like, okay, here's the next scene. See you next week. And sometimes it's not even part 1 and part 2. That you can say, okay, for whatever reason you guys cut it there, we can understand. But it's between 2 different episodes. Like 8 and 9? Well, I guess the end of 8 was weird. It should have just ended when the thing that happened and the thing that died. But, and then maybe...
I don't
That
think you
would-
have to censor it. People have watched it by now.
Yeah, and then and then the whole the acceptance the ceremony thing that happened at the end could have been at the beginning.
The team formation ceremony.
Yeah, and then could have been that could have been the beginning of 9, which would made total sense.
Honestly, I think you're nitpicking at the wrong episode. 8.
Yeah, it's probably the wrong
It was
episode. I'm just trying to
fine.
prove a point. It's just like the end of the last episode. If you've watched episode 9, you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw spoiler censoring to the wind for a minute.
Okay.
Seriously, here is the synopsis of episode 9 in all of its effective 3-minute
It's
glory.
only 3 minutes.
The first hour of their first day at school.
Team
3
RWBY
minutes.
wakes up, finish unpacking and putting their room together, rush to classes, sit through a teacher's monologue, and Weiss volunteers to fight some monster in a cage that you don't see because they cut off the episode.
But the whole
That's it.
cut out the part where the funny stuff where they're in the room, which was actually kind of cute. But
That was pretty adorable.
But it's like, okay, there's build up throughout, Ruby screwing off and just being dumb and Weiss getting so pissed. And then it's the whole, okay, now you got to fight the monster thing. And then it cuts. It's like,
It's not enough.
it's not enough and it's infuriating. It's like, that isn't a cliffhanger.
They're trying to spread it out enough so that they can keep people
They're doing a
watching,
crappy
but
job.
I don't know who's doing the editing on
For the
RWBY, but
cuts.
I don't think it's the same people that are doing the editing on Red vs. Blue, because Red vs. Blue
I watched a few
has
episodes, yeah.
good break points between the episodes.
I mean, for the end of 9, I could have seen, like, first of all, I think they're editing these. Like, the animators are thinking in their heads, okay, this is this way, and then the editors think, okay, this is that way. Because a really good cliffhanger is if Weiss would have just gotten completely pissed off, jump out of her seat and said, I'd do it, you know? But that didn't happen. She just kind of sat there raging and lifts her hand a little bit, and then, oh yeah, you're going to fight the monster. Bye-bye. What? Why?
I think I see what you're saying.
It's like there's that tension that you just want to, like, be released in a scene, and then it doesn't happen. It's like, okay.
Well, no, actually, it's worse than that. It's a case of you where you would think would be a good cliffhanger point, they drag it out just a little bit too further.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like an extra 30 seconds that would have been better off at the beginning of the next episode.
Dude, not even 30. That's like
10.
Oh, and hey, that's a fourth of your, or a sixth of your episode right there.
Yeah, be careful with those 30-second claims there, pal.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I think I love the show. I think everyone loves the show.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the editors,
I
oh my god, Jesus. I should look in the credits and see who the editor is. I guarantee it's not any of the animators. Because, jeez.
it's not the same person who actually does the... I can almost guarantee it's not the same person who's doing the editing on Red vs. Blue.
You know what got in the news the other day, right?
So I heard.
It was on Fox Austin. It was cringeworthy. Like, I think I tweeted about it or something. The news anchors are, like, so formal. Like, not informal. They're so mainstream and, like, don't get it. And it's kind of sad because towards the end, the girl who's on site, like, almost like she does get it. And her friends back home, you know, like, the people in the newsroom are, like, dicking around. And she almost has that tone of, like, come on, guys, stop doing this. This is serious. The Rooster Teeth guys were kind of cool. One guy was, like, really, really shy and didn't talk much. But you felt bad for him. It wasn't, like, cringeworthy. And then Monty was a badass. But he was only there. He was only talking. He was only talking for 2 minutes. He was the best speaker. And then they had, like, the CEO come out, and he was decent at speaking. I think his name's Matt. I'm not familiar with
Rooster Teeth or
yes.
Fox News?
Rooster Teeth.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was cringeworthy, but good for them.
I'm not sure if that's Bernie or Matt.
No, it's Matt, and then Bernie is like president, I think. I don't know. Yeah, Bernie's president. Matt CEO.
Is the guy who voices Sarge.
Really?
Although to hear his normal speaking voice, you wouldn't think it.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I've only watched a few RVBs, but yeah.
May I just say that is a very funny thing to do, like going on the RWBY wiki, looking up the characters and their voice actors and comparing them side by side.
Oh, yeah.
Like, who was it? Osbin, for one thing. The guy who did Osbin's voice... It's like, you would not picture that voice coming out of that guy's mouth.
Wait, who's... Okay, I was trying to take a message.
I feel bad because I don't remember all of their names yet. I mean, the people, not the characters, but...
Yeah. I'm sorry, I, had to...
Like,
someone was invading my room, I had to take a massage.
Two of the biggest disconnects from... at least through my eyes, between voice actor and voice, are the guy who did Professor Osbin and the guy who did Jean.
They're the same guy?
No, two different... I'm talking about two different people.
Oh, who did Jean? Oh, yeah, Miles did Jean, right?
Miles Luna.
Yeah.
He doesn't look anything like that voice.
No, but if you hear him talk in his mannerisms, it makes sense. Am I right, Carda?
I haven't actually seen the guy myself.
You haven't? I watched all the RWBY panels.
You did it again, by the way.
RWBY. What?
It's mannerisms.
Damn it! Why do I always say... What do I say? Manner?
Yep.
Mannerisms.
It's hilarious. I don't know why. It's funny hearing you do that.
Mannerisms.
Moving on.
Mannerisms. Oh, okay. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Should we wrap this up?
Wrapping up would probably be good. I need to eat dinner.
Good. You need to eat.
Yeah,
Shane
I
needs
haven't,
to do whatever
had
he
dinner. I'm
does.
3 hours behind you guys, remember?
Oh, right. I
So
need to
it's
have
like, what,
second
6:30?
dinner.
Yeah,
I need
it's
my
about
second
that.
dinner. Oh, boy.
But I think my parting shot's going to be Shane and I are looking into expanding the Guild Wars 2 guild.
Ooh, yes.
So
Shameless
playing a lot of Guild Wars 2.
promotion. I like
shameless plug-in.
it. Okay.
It has been our most active game lately.
And? That was
definitely
kind of like an odd note to just
I thought he was
talk
gonna pick up from there.
Well,
Pick up the ball,
basically,
dude.
you know, I've mostly been running Super Adventure Box, but we've been doing a little bit of PvP, a little bit of World v World.
I know a
and-
few people came to my live stream, so you should all be aware of what the hell it is.
So it's just going to be, you know, it's pretty much, you know, we're not going to say you need to be, you know, running fractals and blah 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 because you know
It's not some super hardcore thing.
we're pretty casual, but you know it'd be nice if we could actually get enough people together to do stuff like that. So if you're interested in picking up the game, I know there's a couple places you can get it fairly cheap for the Heroic Edition, and we're on RWBY, so keep that in mind.
Go eBay.
eBay. Oh my god, I forgot that was our name.
Dude, don't you remember that one? Okay, a little bit of a side story here. It's a really
Okay.
quick thing. There is a guild on our server that calls themselves the RWBY Trade Federation.
On their
Their
tags eBay.
Their guild tag is eBay.
My god. So yeah, and you know, guys, if Guild Wars 2 isn't your thing, if League of Legends isn't your thing, if you just don't like free-to-play games or whatever we may be doing, you know, in each video, if you click Show More, there is a link labeled Play With Us, and you can click on that, and you can join our Steam group and see what everyone's up to, and you can just play games on Steam with us, if that's your thing. We need to do a Guns of Icarus
Yes.
fan event.
I've been
Yeah,
wanting
that'd be
to
good.
do that game more.
Theo's just so damn busy. Wait, do we need him? No, we probably should.
Theo
No,
and
'cause
Susie both
it-
have been busy lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with three of us, we could,
Four.
you know,
Three.
with the three of us
Look
plus
at me on a spire.
three of us plus plus one of the AI bots, we could potentially pull off a decent. I need to get you guys in to do some training on like the different weapon types and stuff.
God. Oh God. Drill Sergeant Carda. Reporting
That's
for
right.
duty. Oh God.
boys are gonna learn how to fly.
Like a rock, bitch.
I need to
Okay.
get going, so we should wrap this
Alright.
up.
Wait, Carter, there's one last thing that I need you to do after that. Like, I know you'll probably get where this is from. Don't use the original voice. Do it in your best drill sergeant voice like you did. I want to hear you do the line, "You will respect my authority."
God, no.
No, I'm not doing that line.
Oh, come
He
on!
knows. He knows.
your major malfunction?
What? Oh, I think I get it now.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I think we're gonna do this weekly now. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not gonna make any promises.
Here's
In
hoping.
parting, I want to know, what do you guys think about my beard and what I should do with my beard? I should make it a public vote. If they say dye it pink, I might dye it pink. Just send me like pictures of luscious Frenchmen with beards.
I can see it now. Like the top 3 contenders: Diet Pink, Shave It Off, and Draven Stash.
So it would be Pink Draven, short Pink Draven Stash. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back someday. Say bye. Say bye, French.
Goodbye.
Later.
I need to go eat.
Is food all you think about?
It is when I haven't eaten in several hours, so
I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I never seen a man who looks so all alone. Could you use a little company?